Good day and welcome to this Focus On with me, Dewald Rademeyer. As the demand for raw materials for green technology increases, so does the demand for international partnerships. The need for rare earth elements creates an opportunity for emerging economies to reduce the much needed job gap by setting up refining facilities with the assistance and funding from trade partners such as my guest who joins me from USA, NASDAQ-listed American Resources Corporation CEO, Mark Jensen. Good day, Mark. Mark, before we get to the refining facilities, can you bring more clarity on re-element technologies? It's mentioned that you are not importing raw materials from Africa to the USA, but you are importing your technologies to Africa to the refining facilities. Can you expand more on this?
Yeah, absolutely. So re-element technology is a unique technology in that it's more modular in basis, in that we can transport our materials. We can bring our technology to the local environment. Ultimately, the high purified lithium, cobalt, and nickel and manganese that's used in batteries, the value step of that is on the refinement. And so as all these African nations are looking at how to create more economic activity locally, we're in a unique spot with our technology in that we can bring it to the local environment, get it permitted under local environmental laws, and bring that high value step to the local population. So that ultimately, once we bring the refined elements out of Africa and or used within Africa, they create a higher economic value step for the local environment, better jobs, higher tax revenue, and ultimately help align the interest of the battery, our customers, as well as the local environment.
Speaking on alignments, your organization follows an E3 model. How will you implement this with your African partnerships?
Yeah, so the 3E model is based on the premise of working under environmental laws and ethical obligations, as well as economic activity. So what's unique is that we try to really truly align all the interests of all the different parties. And ultimately, from a reputational and from a social perspective, we want to make sure we're doing things the right way and making sure our partners do as well. A little bit about our company is we've won the highest safety awards under the U.S. standards, under the highly regulated environment. And ultimately, within our technology and also within our historical success of operating within mining environments and or refining and processing environments, we can make sure it's done in a way that's safe and that's also protecting the environment, while at the same point doing it in a way that is economically viable and helps the economics of the local environment thrive.
Which mining corporations are you partnering with?
Yeah, so I mean, our goal is to partner with all of the nations that need refining for the critical minerals and rare earth elements. The primary two locations we're working in today is in West Africa within Senegal. We've partnered with local parties that have been in the mining industry for over 40 years there. Long-standing families, long-standing operators that have had significant success, predominantly around gold, and now it's transitioning to lithium with the rise of the green economy and the electrified economy. And then also in South Africa, we partnered with a group called Clay Resources. They've been operating within Africa for over 12 years. They're both here domestically in the United States as well as in South Africa. And we're sourcing out of two mines in Zambia as well as the DRC that are located there through that partnership that have been well established for many years.
Now, part of your partnership agreement is to find suitable locations to build the refining facilities. How are you implementing these facilities in an ESG applicable manner?
Yeah, so we are in site selection both in Senegal as well as in South Africa as we speak. And then, I mean, obviously the goal is to continue to build out in other African nations that want this value step, that want that refinement step locally. About our technology we use our patented technology for refinement. It's chromatographic separation. It displaces the legacy ways of doing it today, which is solvent extraction. Solvent extraction is high chemicals, large footprint, environmentally invasive. Our technology is not. It's actually used in the insulin industry as well as the sugar industry for producing purified products. We don't discharge negative particulates back into the environment. So that gives us a lot of flexibility as we choose locations to work in industrial environments. We need access to power, we need access to water, and we actually recycle most of that water we use, and we can generate the power ourselves through our partnership. So it gives us a lot of flexibility of where we build to reduce the carbon footprint of the products we produce, while also making sure it's being put in a place that can provide a lot of economic and job benefits to the local environment.
As a NASDAQ-listed organization, how do you see this impacting the shareholders in the long run?
We think it's a tremendous opportunity for our shareholders, but we also think it's a tremendous opportunity for the local parties. So ultimately, American Resources is a NASDAQ-listed public company. ReElement is a wholly owned subsidiary of that. And so we think that the revenue generation that will be created locally will be substantial. You look at 20,000 metric tons of lithium spodumene a month being processed, the ability to produce over $1 billion of revenue from just one of these locations is a real opportunity, which ultimately means that's a high tax revenue and a lot of job creation that's going to be created in that process.
And that's where we will have to leave it for today. That was Mark Jensen, CEO of American Resources Corporation. And until next time, goodbye.